Hey guys, how are you doing? So, like you know, I have this crazy, wild passion of finding and reading to you guys deep and interesting scripts, holy and very authentic. This is a script that is called Masechet Echalot, the Book of Halls, and it's describing the seven kinds of sky, of heavens that are standing above our world. And it's been written by Nechuniah ben Hakana, a righteous man that lived in the generation of the destruction of the second temple. He lived among Rabbi Akiva and Yonatan ben Uziel, Rabban Gamliel, Rabbi Ishmael, Kohen Gadol, and other huge pillars of light, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkenus, and others, amazing, huge lighthouses. So he was a man of truth and had great visions. He was standing in the Azara of Beit HaMikdash. He was standing in the temple in Jerusalem, and he had those great visions. And his students, Rabbi Akiva and the ones we mentioned, were all sitting on the ground, on the floor, and hearing his visions, his descriptions of what he saw in the highly sky. And I think I'm going to read in the next few days few sections, few of those holy Torot from him. And here we are talking now about Rakia Aravot. Rakia Aravot is the lowest sky of them all, and that's part of its description. In every floor like that, in every sky, you can see the throne of honor in a deeper and deeper way. High, in the second one, you're gonna see a higher and more powerful vision than on the first. Now we're gonna talk about the first. Okay, we'll start in the beginning. So the highly throne of honor, its length is 400,000 times 10,000 parsaot. Parsaot is shoe horses, but shoe horses is a measure. In their days, they were measuring things in the measure of the step of the horse, and its length is 500,000 times 10,000 parsaot, and its thickness is 300,000 times 10,000 parsaot. And those sizes are not our parsaot, not the regular measures of the steps of the horse. We're talking about the parsaot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of the Creator. So we're talking about gigantic sizes, length. So may his memory be blessed. And every parsa and parsa are thousands of amot. Amot is another measure. So long story short, gigantic sizes. And every amma of him is like 4 fingernails, and every fingernail is like from one end of the world to the other. It's like those are this is an ancient language that simple righteous people were describing simple things in simple concepts, like a fingernail, like a shoe, horseshoe, and like amma is the length of a hand. So all those things are like certain measurements that allows us to have a certain kind of grasp in those holy, highly divine concepts that we are talking about. So there are 70 thrones of kingship to the Creator, as the thrones of honors that we can see in this world, like that the king is sitting upon them, standing in front of the 70 thrones of the 70 leaders of the 70 nations. And there are 70 crowns of honor he has, the Creator, standing in front of the 70 crowns of the 70 ministers of the 70 languages, means 70 nations, main nations. And there are 70 staffs of kingship, of royalty, like the staffs of kings who holds them in this world. And those 70 are standing in front of the 70 of the nations that rules and lead the world, the ministers of, like the angels that are controlling those nations. And all those staffs and crowns and thrones that he gave to the nations are all belongs to him. And all the kings of the land and all the ministers of earth are not eating and not enjoying of their kingship unless he let them enjoy it. And he is not like a thing from his kingship while giving it to them. But the throne of honor itself, he does not give it to no one else except for the one who fears him and follows him with complete heart, like that the verse is saying, V'kiseh kavod yanchilem. He's going to inherit the throne of honor to the righteous ones. All right. We are now explaining about the throne. So, the throne of honor, under it, there is a wonderful sapphire stone that is under the legs of the Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is the loving entity, spirit of Hashem, the soul, general soul of all the souls of Israel, is the connection of feminine water and divine water. It's basically the love itself, the glue of creation. And so there is like a huge brick of sapphire, pure sapphire stone. And that throne of honor, is established for him to sit upon. And it's highly and divine and high, and it sights as ke'ein hachashmal mitoch ha'esh, as the shine of electricity comes out of fire. Now, we're not talking about electricity that you plug in and out your plugs, because in their generation that electricity was not channeled into plugs. We're talking about a spiritual concept that is called chashmal. When today we're using the word chashmal, electricity in English, we're just borrowing that concept, that word, from that highly idea. Now, the word chashmal in the Gemara, I think it's written, maybe in the Zohar HaKadosh, is explaining what it is. Yes, it's in the Gemara, in the Talmud. It's written, Chayot Esh Memalelot, holy, fiery animals who can speak. Means holy angels that speaks, and they're made out of fire. So what is that chashmal? It's teaching us that there are 378 kinds of light, from beautiful lights of great glow, and they're all established in it, in the throne. And the lowest one of them, the tiniest one of them, is shining as the sphere of the sun. And not only that, just that above that there is a huge light shining above those lights, that it's exceptional, and no one of those lights, all the ones that are even greater than the light of the sun, are not even close to that one. And he is the light who separates the ceiling of the sky that is called Aravot from the next sky. And even the holy animals that are in the holy chariot and the angels of power cannot look in that glow of honor, because it's spread upon the throne, and from the shine and beauty of the throne only light comes out surrounding. Therefore, no creation is able to see the throne of honor without, of course, the unique permission from the Creator himself. The one that is invited and called in can see what that everyone else that will try to look will be blinded from the shine. So the Creator covered that shine with cloud and fog around him, that the angels who are serving him in the sky will not be damaged from that shine, because that shine is feeding the whole world. But people who will try, angels and entities that will try to take from it because it's so pleasuring and satisfying, they might be damaged because they won't be able to stop staring and looking at it. So the Creator hid it. Hid it. You want me to continue? I don't mind. Now we're going to talk about the ground of Aravot, of that sky, the lowest sky of them all. Aravot is like the desert. It's a flat land. You can see the horizon easily. It's open, wide, and flat. So we're talking about the first sky that is actually a layer, the lowest one of 7. And it's a whole floor. It has a ground and sky, and the ground is full of coals and sapphire stone, and rubies are fixed in it. That the light of those stones is penetrating the sky of that floor, Aravot, and penetrating all 7 skies that are above. And the sphere of the sun, compared to their glow, is like a candle compared to the sun, to the sphere of the sun as we know. A tiny candle is almost nothing compared to the sun, and their light, this huge light, even though it's gigantic, enormous, compared to the rest of the lights of heaven, is like a candle in front of the sun that is totally nothing compared to it. But from its shine, that floor of Aravot is shining like and illuminating like the sun is shining the world and its sky, like we know. And not only that, we know that there are 4 walls of fire surrounding the heights of Aravot. The first wall is a wall of torch, the second of flame, the third of heat, the fourth of lightnings, that even the greatest ministers who are being called in the name kings, and they're carrying the name Havaya upon them, a great and honorable name, they themselves are not able to look in that beauty of those walls that are standing in front of the throne of honor. And between them there are 7 halls on 7 kinds of beauty, one in front of the next. and all of them are full with fiery coals, and torches are carved, and fireworks and lightnings, and pillars of fire and heat, and pillars of lightnings and pillars of flames that are taller than the height, that is the height from the ground till the highest sky of them all. And in every hall and hall there are 8,766 gates of lightnings, equal to the number of hours of the days of the year. And every gate and gate is height like 7 skies, and its length is like the length of the world. And on every gate and gate that is in the hall of Aravot sets 365,000 times 10,000 kind of lights, and in the greatest one of them, all the world is shining from its glow, and there is no creation that can look at them. And on every gate and gate standing 365,000 times 10,000 of Malachei Hasharet, the angels who serves God, that they are taller than the ground, they're taller than the height of, like the distance from the sky, the land, the ground, till the top of the sky. And all of them, from the bottom of their foot till the top of their heads, are full with eyes. And every eye and eye is like the sphere of the moon. And every one of them, his body is like coals, and their sight is like torches, and their eyeballs are like lightnings, shining and illuminating. And every one of them has different weapons and tools of different tricks, unique and special just for him. And every one of them has horses, and their horses are horses of fire, and their chariots are chariots of flame, and their swords are swords of torches, and their spears are spears of different kind of flames. And their bows are bows of coals, and their arrows are arrows of heat, and their weapons are burning fire, and they have few names, and their horses has few names, and they have 4 faces, and their horses has 4 faces, and they have 4 wings, and their horses has 4 wings, and they speak 4 kinds of speeches in 4 mouths, and their horses speaks 4 kinds of speeches in 4 mouths, and they say holy, and their horses saying holy, and they're saying Baruch, blessed may he, may be, and their horses says Baruch, blessed may be. And they're telling songs of their kings in 70 languages, and their horses are telling songs of their king in 70 languages. They're fulfilling the will of their master each day and day, and the horses fulfilling the will of their master each day and day. You want me to continue? Are you able to perceive it? Are you still soaking the light, or that it's burning your eyes? And above them, above those holy messengers, there are 8 ministers that are appointed on the gates. Every one of them is greater, higher, and more honorable than you can imagine. And they are in charge on the gates, and they are Malachei Hasharet, angels who serves God. And those ones that we described, those wonderful warriors with their horses, are not entering in and out to see the face of the holy throne, to say praises to the throne, unless those 8 ministers will say so. And they're holding 4 seals of the holy explained name in their hands, 2 on every entrance. Each and every one of them is standing, 1 in the entrance and 1 in the exit. And there are names to those gatekeepers, and the names are on every gate and gate. Now, the names are the names of the great ministers who are appointed on the great gates of the halls of Aravot. Now we're talking measures, okay? A little bit more, just a little bit, okay? Before you go to sleep, before you go to eat. From the ground till the sky, 500 years it takes to cover the distance from the ground to the sky, 500 years. And the thickness of the sky, 500 years. And as well, every sky and sky. And between every sky and sky, 500 years distance. Above them, the holy animals. The legs of the animals are in the length, in the height of the distance from the ground to the sky and the thickness of the sky. So we're saying it's 500 years and another 500 years. On top of that, the animals are standing. Their legs are equal to 1,000 years. The ankles of the animals are equal to all that. So the ankles are in the height of 1,000 plus 1,000, right? We had 500 and then another 500 and then 1,000. Now the ankles of the animals are 2,000 years height. The hips of the animals are equal to all of that. So the hips are 2,000. So we're already 4,000 years up, right? That's the distance. The thighs of the animals are equal to all of that. So therefore, so it's together 8. The bodies, 8,000 years. The bodies of the animal are equal to all of that. The necks of the animals are equal to all of that. The heads of the animals are equal in their size to all of that. So it's like it's doubling itself. It's getting higher, higher and higher. The eyes of the animals are equal to all the measure we count until now. And the beams of light that comes out of the heads of the animals are equal to all of that. Above that, above those beams of light that comes out of the heads of the animals, like horns, holy horns, the throne of honor. The legs of the throne of honor are equal to all that we measured until now. And the throne itself is equal to all we measured now. And above the throne, Ram v'Nisa, higher and highly and praised, will be blessed and will be known, hover upon it. The Creator, the King of all kings. Infinity itself. That's it. You want me to tell you something else? I'll tell you. I love you, and may Hashem bless you and heal your spirits, and stop crushing yourselves. Imagine and understand who you're serving, who loves you so much, who called you my children, my loved ones, my precious ones, who is the maker that controls the creation and loves you, unconditional love, eternal love. We should pray to Him with all our heart, and never to spare one request, and never to spare one praise and one humbling thought of faith, to reconnect ourselves to Him, and never to back off from being true believers and truth seekers, to help every person on earth and to express the love that is carved in our heart to the Creator and to our siblings. And may the redemption come in our days. Amen. יהודי, השם קורא לך שתבוא